Of course, there are those who have profited from the debt crisis. To find out more, Ulf Posé joins us from the Ethics Association of German Industry. First of all, the ethics of this. A lot of people have been losing a lot of money. Who's making all the money?
I don't know, especially who made the money, but at the end, I think a lot of people will lose a lot of money.
What about
that's a shame.
What about the ethics then of that, the ethics of the people who are making money?
Well, the ethical question is, what did the politicians do to find the right rules for the investors and for the bank managers? And the EZB allows a lot of debt countries that they could print money in their cellar and grow up their debt, and that's impossible.
So you can't just point the fingers at the banks?
Well, first of all, the politicians make the rules, and then an investor or a bank is going between these rules, what is allowed to do. And if we allow them to earn money, then they do that. And it's not an ethical question that somebody who gives money to a bank or so, that he earns money with that money.
Well, debt is the core problem in the Eurozone at the moment. Germany is Europe's biggest hope, but even Germany has a massive chunk of debt to service. Germany's debt burden has increased from 64 billion euros in the 1970s to over 2 trillion. How's a country meant to keep up with that?
Please don't forget that the DDR and the BRD, Eastern and Western Germany, all the brothers and sisters are now one country, and that costs a lot of money.
What about the southern nations in Europe that haven't had to go through that process?
Well, I don't know. Before the euro, they had a lot of debt, and between the euro, after they got the euro, then their interests have been very low. So now they are in the same situations before starting the euro, and the debts are growing up. And that's their problem, and it's an ethical problem too.
And to touch on the start of the euro, is that where the problem lays? That there were no hard and fast rules as to whether a country can leave the Eurozone, for example, or not?
Well, the Maastricht contract is a very special contract. And normally a contract you need for situations where you're under pressure. And there are no conditions what's happening if the euro gets under pressure. And I think it was maybe a little bit dumb to miss the rules. What do we do to get out of the Eurozone, for example? And they didn't think about that. And now they try to build up new rules.
So is this going to spell the end of capitalism?
Maybe it is. Please think about the communism imploded. Yeah. And the capitalism is maybe only a system of business which ends sometimes. For example, Wikipedia, there's no capitalism, and we have a lot of working young people which don't work for money. They just work for fun, for example, or they work for that you do for the other people something, not for money.
Okay, that's something we're going to be covering in a second, the idea of bartering. First of all, thank you very much for coming in, Mr. Posé.
Thank you.